What up, water signs, and welcome to your October 2025 horoscope. I hope you guys are doing well. If you are watching from YouTube and you are new here, my name is Paris, aka Elvira, aka Bright Bat. And you can check out all of my content below. I hop right into everything. I don't do too much talking now. I get right to the point. So let's see, for existing listeners, thank you for tuning in again. I forgot to say this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, but signs. But yeah, peaceful. I feel like you guys are really trusting in your internal wisdom, but also there's somebody here who you're afraid of being alone a little bit, and you're acknowledging this. I feel like also aspects of family and friendship are healing for some of you throughout October. Yeah, there's a lot of peace after maybe lots of arguing, lots of fighting, lots of disharmony in your environment. The tides are definitely changing for you. They definitely are. I just feel that there's somebody here where you're not allowing yourself to recognize that you are truly a divine being. There's like a fear of not being accepted for something as well. I know that I'm a Cancer moon, and I've been working through like a lot of deep religion trauma, and just trying to figure out what's right and wrong to do in this world, what's morally correct, and what's right, who's right, what's wrong. It's like a lot of you guys are figuring out the divine moral codes of life, like the codes of ethics. I'm hearing that, the code of ethics. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it's like just a way of life that you have to live in order to unlock a bigger blessing. And this life, some of you are beginning to fall in love with like just being in the moment. But you're also moving into a place where action will be required. You're kind of just like on standby right now. But just continue to affirm that when it is time to take action, because I feel like you guys worry about that a lot. And I know it can be difficult, especially if like you don't really channel or you don't consider yourself to be like super connected to spirit, like in that way. Some of you do. And that's why you're having like an easy time because, you trust the process. But there's like a few of you where you're going to have to start learning how to trust and live in the present moment. And this is a lesson that sometimes it takes a while, but I noticed that it takes longer when you fight against what you have already known to be true. And a lot of the times we end up in spiritual warfare, it's because we're telling ourselves that something that spirit told us is not true. I've noticed that, not in every case. Like sometimes it can be brought upon you, spiritual warfare. But then there are other times when we do it to ourselves. And I feel like there's something, you could be doing it to yourself a little bit. Like let's say spirit already told you that they didn't want you dating, or they didn't want you worrying about money or worrying about a situation, but what did you do? You worried. I was thinking about this meme I was gonna make, and I don't know what that movie is called. It's like with Winona Ryder, and she's just like all disheveled. I think there's like an explosion. Her hair is all fucked up. And she's coming out of somewhere, and the girl asks her, "What happened to you?" I think she said, I just came back from hell or some shit. It's something along those lines. But what I'm trying to say is you don't want to fight your way to the manifestation. That's something that I kind of regret doing here, because I could have had this place sooner. Like, there were many times where Spirit told me, go for it, go for it, go for it. But, you know, when something is meant for you, it will not miss you. And, you know, with this place that I got, they called me, okay? They kept reaching out to me. So it's like, there's something like that where you're going to have a chance to say yes to something or get approved for something, but you don't want to fight. You know, it's like I spent the whole time fighting. So by the time I got here, I was a little exhausted, you know, and instead of me, and I kind of made things a little harder, even though it happened. It was like, it was difficult, you know, and you guys may be manifesting something, but you could be winded, like, by the time it happens. And you may need to, like, take a moment to take it all in. Especially if you're going from having no money to a lot of money. Some of you are going into, like, money, okay? And there's a deep fear here that if I spend anything, I'm not going to have this, I'm not going to have that. Somebody's inner child is like the child from Uptown Girls, you know, like how she's like really mature. That's the movie with, I forgot her name as well. Dakota Fanning, right? Yeah. It's like your inner child is like a little too disciplined, or you picked up something from your mother, like a way of looking at money. It's like you scold yourself for spending money, and some of you really need to heal that, because that's what's keeping you from manifesting more. So a good intention is that you are always spending your money freely, positively, in the way that you're meant to be spending it. And that Spirit always guides your thoughts to how to invest your money properly, especially if you are getting a job after a long time of not having one, or after a drought financially. You don't want to go back to, like, doing things how you used to do with your money. You know, that's even a conversation Spirit was having with me. Like, just still, you got to keep in mind everything that you just learned from that old living situation, because this is really, truly was going to prove, like, this is a big deal, okay? And some of you are coming into, like, getting your own place, okay? Coming into getting something of your own, or obtaining a certain status in life that it's like you've never been able to maintain it before. Like, in a past life, it was either somebody was, like, manipulating you and taking it from you, or you just weren't really prepared. But now it's like you are, and you have to have faith that you are able, affirm, I'm able to handle bigger blessings with bigger responsibilities, okay? Because bigger blessings do come sometimes with more responsibility. And I feel like you guys wanting more money, there's a shift that you're going to be having in how frequently you spend, but also how much you allow yourself to have fun with it, you know, play with it, all of that. Because you don't want to just feel like a robot. You want to feel like every day is a positive experience. You should want to create a positive experience for yourself. But that doesn't mean that you're going out buying something all the time. Maybe some of you go out, buy coffee every day. And that's fine. Okay, I'm hearing that. But maybe you've been wondering if that's too much. Like, but it brings you a sense of peace. Some of you like to go out to cafes. Like you like to go to restaurants, but you don't do it because you're afraid that's for somebody, or somebody does it too much. You would know because you would have already, spirit would have already been like, hey, they would have tapped you on the shoulder like, hey, enough of this, okay? Some of you go to the club scenes, you dance, you drink, you hook up with people. That's for someone in particular, not for everybody. But you have to ask yourself, are you feeding into carnal pleasures too much? That's when things get scary, okay? That's when things get scary, is when you're pouring into that very indulgent side of yourself. Some of you are so afraid of that side of you opening up again. There are going to be moments in October where it could happen, and you're just going to learn. You're just going to learn. Sometimes it be like that. Sometimes you got to lose everything all over again. There have been many times that I have fumbled money blessings, and it sucks. But sometimes you got to go through that shit just so you can be like, I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again. So you're going to have a new way of approaching a situation financially. And yeah, that's what October is about. All right. I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace out.